Canadian government forges my false psychiatric diagnosis. The following audio evidence is from July 29, 2016 at 2:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the offices of Dr. Paul Hassan at 899 Bay Street. I've been requested by Dr. Hassan to bring my existing medical chart in PDF format on a CD-ROM, as I am a new patient and he needs to know my pre-existing medical history. When I bring the CD-ROM, the fill-in receptionist, Kadra, by her nameplate, takes my disc and immediately burns a pre-existing medical chart onto it to contaminate my disc with somebody else's medical chart. This follows a series of comedies of errors with my medical chart at Dr. Edward S. Pomer, with his informant receptionists passing my medical information on to the RCMP to tailor a counterintelligence program against me. This has followed me to the office of Dr. Hassan, as is noted by fill-in receptionists making great mistakes with my medical chart in order to cause an issue where the RCMP can seize my disc or whatever medical information I provide. This is a tactic I've experienced for years with Canada's criminal police, when they will have a fill-in receptionist or worker at a kiosk of the landlord and tenant board fill in on a wire and a prompter, following instructions on how to appear like a legitimate employee, but really they're just there to legally indemnify the staff, steal your information, but most importantly, to cover up the criminality within their own ranks. You can sometimes identify these fill-ins when they are more interested in you than what you are bringing, if they make you wait a long time when it's obvious they're not working, when they're really receiving instructions by prompter, or if when you arrive they're just putting down the phone, having received their instructions that way, which are usually to tell you that the person you're trying to reach or deliver the package to is not in or in a meeting, and the fill-in doesn't seem familiar with the person's extension or phone number off the top of their head, and trying to handle you or cause a conflict, and doing things which don't appear to be proper process. You will really only know when Canada's criminal police have surrounded you with this alternate reality by really experiencing it, but those are a few telltale signs. Listen to how I am very explicit with my intentions with the medical chart, and yet Kadra burns somebody else's chart onto it anyway. This would be interpreted in a police report as me confusing the receptionist so badly she burned another chart onto my disc, and the RCMP had to inspect it to steal my medical charts away, and perhaps forge portions of them, as was the case with my insurer's medical form fed back to me by Kadra on August 10th, 2016. Still to bring my chart along for Dr. Hassan. Just need to see if you can open it and view it, and then I'll be on my way. There's just the one file on it.
Just tracked it. She didn't upload it to the disk.
Oh no, you're copying it from a CD. Okay.
I'm burning to the CD from the file. The file is sitting there. It's in the disk, but it's not burned, transferred from the computer to here. So I'm just burning to the disk. The file is there. I can open it in my computer.
No, what I've done is I've brought you my chart. That CD won't burn, it's closed. This is for Dr. Hassan, he needs my chart. You don't have my chart yet?
Okay, cancel, oh god.
Cancel, yes.
Everything. Okay, you...
See, my chart is on that already? The following audio evidence is from August 4th, 2016 at 4:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the offices of Dr. Paul Hassan at 899 Bay Street, Toronto. I have brought along my insurance forms, a physician's statement for him to fill out. My insurer, Canada Life Assurance Company, demands a re-evaluation and re-adjudication of my claim status, which the Toronto Police and Royal Canadian Mounted Police exploit as an annual justification for the surveillance, torture, and biometric enslavement, targeting me at my apartment unit for years. In my first visit with Dr. Hassan, I gave him a business card for opcatalyst.net to prove to him that I was being followed and harassed by police. When I return with my physician's statement forms, he agrees that I am being followed and refuses to diagnose me as delusional or paranoid based on this one symptom, as the Toronto Police Service and Royal Canadian Mounted Police perpetually need me diagnosed as delusional, and therefore any suspicions of police targeting are chalked up as delusions. They intercepted the form and forged it as a delusional diagnosis to be fed back to me through a fill-in receptionist named Kadra. hoping I would upload it to opcatalyst.net. It would give self-incriminating evidence of me suffering from delusions of police persecution, but instead, through my vigilant audio, video, and documentation records, I have proved that it is the police forging me as having multiple mental illnesses, not doctors.
You don't have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder?
I have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder.
But you said you don't have it though, right?
No, I have bipolar 1.
Okay. So what about the paranoid delusional disorder?
I'm diagnosed with all of those through Aristotle Voinescos, but my only symptom was being followed.
Okay. But you actually are being followed, so I wouldn't...
I consider those diagnoses to be all false, so the bipolar 1 I consider is accurate.
So I'll leave those out, and I'll just use the bipolar 1 as your diagnosis.
If you wish. Palmer used to carry forward, as you can see on that one below, he would put in the delusional.
I'll leave that out, because...
It's up to you.
You're just giving the diagnosis, so I take your word for things.
Okay.
I don't have any evidence otherwise, so.
The following audio evidence is from August 15th, 2016 at 3:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Queen's Park Health, 899 Bay Street, Toronto, with receptionist Kadra, who on July 29th, 2016 at 2:30 p.m. burned someone else's medical chart onto the CD-ROM medical chart I provided her, as if to contaminate my CD for the RCMP. I instructed it to be shredded, although I never witnessed it being destroyed. Hi, Kadra. I think you left a message that my fax came out blank this morning. Did you get the refax from about an hour and a half ago? Did it turn out okay? Oh, you didn't get a chance to look at it. Okay, well that's good to know the RCMP has you all informing now. Here's an actual copy for your files. If the RCMP intercepts us, then it's your legal responsibility. Have a good day. Don't inform on patients. The following voice message is from August 15th, 2016 at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the offices of Dr. Paul Hassan, Queen's Park Health, 899 Bay Street, Toronto.
Hello, we have reached Queen's Park Health, the office of Dr. Hassan and Dr. Mertos. We now close for the evening and will reopen at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, August 16th.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2.
Hello, this is Stephen O'Keefe calling on August 15th at 7:15 p.m. A message for Dr. Paul Hassan. Earlier today, I had faxed off and also hand-delivered a letter with 4 attachments evidencing the Royal Canadian Mounted Police at my apartment door trying to have me diagnosed with delusional disorder, quickly followed by Dr. Hassan's completion of my Canada Life physician's statements backing up the RCMP's claims that I'm suffering delusions for police persecutions. What I will require from Dr. Hassan is just a voice message that he did complete the claimant's statements for Canada Life himself, since it has a stamp, not his original signature, and I have multiple evidence online of the RCMP forging the identity of lawyers and my landlord, and I'm trying to confirm that the RCMP did not also forge Dr. Paul Hassan through a stamp of my claimant's signature, as the RCMP is adept at paying people immense amounts of money to intercept my medical forms and such, to forge identities and make false claims about me, as evidenced in the letter and the fax which I delivered today on August 15th, 2016. If you could kindly have Dr. Paul Hassan himself leave me a voicemail that he did complete my forms and that he did fax them and that it is not yet another RCMP forgery, that would be greatly appreciated. My number here is 416-929-0454, and again, it's Stephen O'Keefe. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1. Message sent. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
The following audio evidence is from August 17th, 2016 at 6:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a voicemail to my insurer, the Canada Life Insurance Company, and Miss Sherry Grandmont, the Assistant Manager of Living Benefit Claims, to determine why they are refusing to investigate the obvious forgery of my physician's statement of August 10th, 2016 by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The contact I was given was named Marla B. However, I only respond to her by email, so I also wish to verify with the Canada Life Insurance Company that Marla B. not only exists, but that she is the person at Canada Life who is receiving my emails and my forensic evidence of the forgery.
If you are calling for Canada Life Insurance, press 1.
Thank you for calling Canada Life. My name is Sarah. How can I help you?
Hi, could I have your Living Benefits Claims Department, please?
If there's no direct person in that department, is there somebody working on a claim for you I can get you in touch with, or?
The contact name I have is a Marla B.
Okay, and is it your policy?
It's my policy. Yeah.
Can I just get the policy number and I'll put you through?
It's L.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I see Sherry Grandmont. She's the Associate Manager of the Claims Department. She's the person that's attached to your file, so I'll put you through to her line.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hello, you've reached Sherry Grandmont, Living Benefits Claims for Canada Life and Waiver Claims. As I am currently unavailable, please leave me a detailed message and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you. Bonjour, vous avez rejoint Sherry Grandmont du département demande de règlement, protection des vivants de Canada Vie et exonération des primes. Je ne suis pas disponible pour le moment, donc laissez un message détaillé et je vous rappellerai dès que possible. Merci.
Hello, Ms. Grandmont. My name is Stephen O'Keefe. I'm phoning on August 17th, 2016 at 6:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here with regards to Canada Life Living Benefit Claim Policy, L. And it's my policy for Stephen O'Keefe. Ms. Grandmont, I'm trying to verify the acceptance of the emailing of my physician's statement from August 10th, 2016, which I believe was forged after being intercepted by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police at the office of Dr. Paul Hassan at 899 Bay Street, Toronto, using a fill-in receptionist named Kadra, CHADRA, who provided me a receipt. I've issued all the documents to Marla B, but I'm getting silence on her end as to why they're not investigating the authorship of my physician's statement as coming from Dr. Hassan, since the comments on the statement were written up in blue ink and the dating of the statement was in black ink with a different style of handwriting, and the claimant form falsely labeled me delusional for believing that the RCMP were intercepting my documents and forging them in this manner. So if you could kindly leave me a voicemail, please, giving me Canada Life's reasons for refusing to investigate the authorship of my physician statement from August 10th, 2016, that would be great. I have audio recordings of all my dealings with the receptionist in Dr. Hassan's office, if you need them. I recorded every single visit on audio as forensic evidence, and if you needed to investigate the forgery. Also need to identify that Marla B actually does exist at Canada Life, since the RCMP are great at intercepting emails and, identities of people as they've forged my medical forms and forged even on my landlord's lawyer they forged. My number here is 416. Again, it's Stephen O'Keefe, and if you require me to email what I've emailed Marla B already, I can do that. Just provide your email on my voicemail, and I'll email it right back to you. Thank you very much. Take care, Ms. Grandmont. Bye-bye.
End of message. To add to the message, press 5. To deposit it, press 7-9 or hang up. To delete, message left.
The following audio record is from August 18, 2016 at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm leaving a voicemail for my insurer, the Canada Life Assurance Company, with evidence that on August 4, 2016 at 4:26 p.m., my physician, Dr. Paul Hassan, stated explicitly that he was not going to be diagnosing me with delusional disorder, yet it appeared on the medical form for my insurer, indicating the form was intercepted and forged by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and/or the Toronto Police Service.
Hi, you've reached Sherry Grandmont, Living Benefits Claims for Canada Life and Waiver Claims. As I'm currently unavailable, please leave me a detailed message and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you. Bonjour, vous avez rejoint Sherry Grandmont du département demande de règlement, protection de vivants de Canada Vie et exonération des primes. Je ne suis pas disponible pour le moment pour un message détaillé et je vous rappellerai dès que possible. Merci.
Hello, Ms. Grandmont. This is Stephen O'Keefe, phoning back on August 18th, 2016 at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ms. Grandmont, unfortunately, Marla B. did not leave a voicemail with her reasons for refusing to investigate the forgery of my physician statement from Dr. Paul Hassan on August 10th, 2016. I'd just like to play you a brief clip of my evidence from when I dropped off that physician statement.
You don't have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder.
I have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder.
But you said you don't have it though, right?
No, I have bipolar 1.
Okay. So what about the paranoid delusional disorder?
I'm diagnosed with all of those through Aristotle Voinescos, but my only symptom was being followed.
Okay. But you actually are being followed, so I would...
I consider those diagnoses to be all false, so the bipolar 1 I consider is accurate.
So I'll leave those out, and I'll just use the bipolar 1 as your
If you wish. Palmer used to carry forward, as you can see on that one below, he would put in the delusional.
I'll leave that out, because...
It's up to you.
You're just doing that. So I take your word for things.
Okay.
I don't have any evidence of otherwise.
Okay, so Ms. Grandmont, obviously Dr. Hassan was not going to be diagnosing me delusional since he reviewed my online evidence that I was being followed and harassed by police. So the Toronto Police and/or the RCMP intercepted my forms and had it forged that I was delusional, which you can see in blue pen, and it was dated in the date area with a black pen. So it's a very blatant forgery, and you can see why I have to record my physicians' meetings, because the police basically want me re-adjudicated and re-evaluated annually by Canada Life so that my informant physicians and psychiatrists can feed that to the police and they can subject me to surveillance torture through biometric, basically slavery through their biometric monitoring equipment, completely illegal, and of course with corporations like Canada Life refusing to leave voice messages indicating that you're investigating forgery, or RCMP or Toronto Police, again, blatantly reveals the police interference, and the RCMP and Toronto Police will basically manipulate Canada Life to get what they want, which is me rendered delusional, insane, homeless, and thrown on the street with no insurance policy and no ability to rent another apartment. Okay, so I'd consider it greatly if you could provide an email that I could give you my evidence with, because the police will just lie to you to get what they want, unfortunately. My number here is 416.
End of message. To add to the message, press 5. To deposit it, press 7-9 or hang up. Message left.
The following audio evidence is from August 19, 2016 at 11:15 a.m., 2:43 p.m., and 4:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time regarding my dealings with the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario at 80 College Street, Toronto, after filing a complaint against the offices of Dr. Paul Hassan and a fill-in receptionist Kadra, who burned another patient's medical chart onto my medical chart CD-ROM so that the police could investigate it, seize it, and steal my medical charts away, and also feed me a forged insurance medical form where I was falsely labeled with delusional disorder by the RCMP themselves, who intercepted my medical form and fed it back to me through the fill-in receptionist. The following 3 recordings evidence both the police scheme, the interception of my communications with the investigator at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Melanie Carrington, and also the police's hoax that wherever I go for legal remedy, the reception area, or the waiting area, is taken over by the RCMP as if they are chasing a crazed individual, just a hoax, so that they can stage a fill-in receptionist or government employee to steal away my evidence and continue and sustain the Government of Canada's criminal surveillance torture program, which I've been enduring for over a decade.
11:15 a.m.
Hi, Steve. This is Melanie calling from the College of Physicians. I've received your voicemail. Just calling back to let you know that any information that you would like the college to have with respect to your matter, you can either mail or bring to the college, and you can address it attention Melanie Carrington, or you can reference your file number, which is MSC/102. Again, that file number is 102. So you can just leave the information at our front desk, or you can mail it. Thank you.
End of message.
Hi, I have a delivery for Melanie Carrington. I'd like to give it to her personally, please. When I give her a ring?
Sure.
For me, thank you.
She's in. What's your name, sir?
It's O'Keefe, Stephen.
Keith Stephen?
Stephen O'Keefe.
Oh, Stephen O'Keefe. Let me just see if she's trying her assistant first.
Having problems with getting deliveries through, so she's expecting us.
Okay. Melanie Carrington, you said?
Mm-hmm. She's obviously not familiar to you.
Well, I know her. There's 2 extensions to her.
Okay.
Oh, hi. It's Pat. How are you? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. So Melanie's in the meeting. Her assistant can drop them off here, and then they'll go upstairs. They'll put them on.
Okay, I only asked because I'm having a long history of interference with my documents being seized by police illegally. Okay, using illegal orders. So all of which happened at my doctor. Okay, so it's all in there. So just want to make sure she got it personally. Ultimately, if anybody tries to intercept this after I leave with orders, they're illegal orders to sustain the Canadian government torture program. Okay? Have fun.
That's it? Okay, great.
Most people just follow orders and keep it going.
You've reached the voicemail of Melanie Carrington, investigator with the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario. For the week of August 15th, I will be in the office. Please leave your message after the tone, and I will return your call as soon as I am able. Thank you.
Hello, Ms. Carrington. My name is Stephen O'Keefe. I'm phoning on August 19th, 2016 at 4:02 p.m. I'm in receipt of a letter from the College of Physicians and Surgeons dated yesterday regarding the file I've been assigned, which is MSC 102, regarding Dr. Paul Hassan at 899 Bay Street. I went down to the college today and dropped off an envelope with a cover letter, a CD-ROM, and 11 pages of documentation for the file. Unfortunately, it was the same situation as Dr. Hassan, a fill-in receptionist running interference for the police to make you seem unavailable and also seize my envelope with a security guard there, like the whole college was on high alert for a crazy person coming down that the police were having an intense watch over. Okay, that's a hoax by the police, as my submission to the college proves with the evidence, with the audio and the print evidence. Basically, this involves forgery, so they want to seize my envelope so they can not only have my evidence and forge that, but also give you back maybe not what I originally provided to the receptionist, Pat, who said you were in a meeting. So what I'm going to need is a small favor so that this file proceeds properly is I'm going to need your email address so I can take everything that I've given you in print and give it to you by email. so that you know that what you received in the envelope is the same as what I actually delivered, because these are the Royal Canadian Mounted Police who falsely frame people as terrorists, spending millions to do it, like was recently proven in the Supreme Court of British Columbia. The same police who assassinate fake terrorists on Ontario, they're the barn burners. They will forge and do anything to fabricate a crime, unfortunately. Not all of them, but the ones I'm dealing with certainly will. So it's a very serious issue, the interception of my mail at the desk, which, I want to alert you of, because the history I have with the RCMP and the Toronto Police is that, as has been proven on my website, they will go through the Ombudsman Ontario, the Landlord and Tenant Board, doctors, lawyers, everybody, and watch them hang themselves out to dry as they kick their feet back up and lick their lips with delight, just manipulating people like this so that informant doctors who are destroying patients' lives, as would have happened to me through the interception of medical forms, continue being protected by agencies like the College, which is completely criminal and corrupt. And I would hope that the College of Physicians and Surgeons would want to not have that happen. And my evidence on my website is conclusive that this is happening. So if you could kindly leave your email and also confirmation that you've received my documentation today, and just say you're investigating the claim as to, your concerns over Dr. Hassan's office, so it's not a nebulous email or a voicemail. That's another thing the police do as well, is have the person phoning back not mention anything it's about, and not mention police interference, which keeps the torture program going. Okay, my number here is 416. And again, it's Stephen O'Keefe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
To send your message, press 5. Thank you. Your message has been sent.
The following audio evidence is from August 26, 2016 at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm leaving a voice message for my insurer, the Canada Life Assurance Company, requesting satisfactory reasoning as to why they are not investigating the blatant forgery of my physician's statement from August 10, 2016. Obviously, if my insurer investigates this forgery using the solid evidence in print and audio format which I have provided them, it proves that not only was this medical diagnosis forged, but potentially also others in the past, meaning that I can receive no medical or psychiatric attention in Canada without interference, fraud, subterfuge, and forgery of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Hi, you've reached Sherry Grandmont, Living Benefits Claims for Canada Life and Waiver Claims. As I am currently unavailable, please leave me a detailed message and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you. Bonjour, vous avez rejoint Sherry Grandmont du département demande de règlement, protection de vivants de Canada Vie et exonération des primes. Je ne suis pas disponible pour le moment, donc laissez un message détaillé et je vous rappellerai dès que possible. Merci.
Start of message.
Ms. Grandmont, this is Stephen O'Keefe calling on August 26, 2016 at 10:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time regarding policy L. Ms. Grandmont, I'm in receipt of your email from August 24th, 2016 regarding the blatant forgery of my physician statement by Dr. Paul Hassan from August 10th, 2016, having been intercepted by the RCMP, forged and fed back to me through a fill-in receptionist named Kadra. Ms. Grandmont, the reason you gave me in your email, which I replied to and received no response, was that you're not seeing anything in the physician statements you haven't seen before. Well, there's a very good reason for that. In the audio evidence I provided you, you can hear me providing Dr. Pomer's last physician statement to Dr. Paul Hassan for reference. So it was very easy for the RCMP to copy forward and forge what existed previously, and also add in the new bits about delusions of police persecution, which are absolutely required by the RCMP to continue sustaining the biometric slavery and surveillance torture program they've subjected me to for years. I understand why Canada Life doesn't want to investigate this further, because if a forgery is proven by the insurer from the physician, obviously I cannot go to a physician or to a psychiatrist without interference or forgeries or fraud from the police, and thus there is no way for Canada Life to continue reevaluating me, which continues the surveillance torture program when the police forge me as delusional. And I understand the RCMP have worked very, very hard for this delusional diagnosis. They stalked me hundreds and hundreds of times a year until I went to a psychiatrist to report it, and they got their delusional disorder, and thus any suspicion suspicions I have of the RCMP targeting me are chalked up to delusions, and they can continue illegally doing it, and I understand that they know that they are guilty of torture and slavery and forgery and all kinds of other things that they want to stay out of jail for, and thus they're monitoring my phone conversations like this. Ms. Grandmont, unfortunately, unless I hear back from you in your own voice with a satisfactory explanation for not wanting to investigate this forgery any further, I consider any email or letter correspondence between us to be intercepted by Canada's federal police, the RCMP, and or scripted, advised, or forged by them to continue the illegal surveillance torture. My number here is 416. And again, it's Stephen O'Keefe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
End of message. To add to the message, press 5. To deposit it, press 7-9 or hang. Message left.
opcatalyst.net. Truth is criminal.